If you're over 60 and your knees feel weaker than they used to, this message is for you. Not tomorrow. Not when the pain gets worse. Right now. Because the truth is, most knee problems after 60 don't start with a big injury. They start quietly. A little stiffness when you stand up. A twinge going down the stairs. That moment when you reach for a chair because your legs don't fully trust you anymore. And many people your age think, this is just aging. I have to live with it. But that belief may be the very thing holding your knees back. Here's what should concern you, but also give you hope. Your knees are not weak because you're old. They're weak because they're not being used the right way. After 60, the muscles that protect the knees, especially the thighs, hips, and stabilizers around the joint, begin to switch off if they're not gently activated every day. When that happens, the knee takes all the pressure. Standing, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of a chair. That's when pain shows up. That's when confidence drops. And that's when many seniors start moving less, which only makes the problem worse. But what if strengthening your knees didn't require standing workouts? What if you didn't have to get down on the floor? What if you could rebuild knee strength while sitting safely in a chair? For many adults over 60, the chair has quietly become a symbol of limitation. A place to rest. A place to recover. Sometimes, a place of fear. What if I can't get up easily? But what if that same chair could become a tool for strength? The body responds to movement at any age. Not aggressive movement, not painful movement, but gentle, controlled motion that sends a simple signal to your muscles. Wake up, support the joint, do your job. Most people are never taught this. They're told to walk more, or stretch more, or just be careful. But walking alone doesn't always strengthen the knee. Stretching alone doesn't protect it. And being careful often turns into being still. And stillness is what makes knees weaker. This is why so many seniors wake up one day and realize they're avoiding activities they once loved. Long walks, travel, playing with grandkids, even basic independence. Not because it's too late, but because no one showed them a safer, smarter starting point. In just a moment, you'll learn why simple chair-based movements can re-engage the muscles that take pressure off your knees, without strain, without fear, and without pushing through pain. And once you understand what's really happening inside your knees, after 60, the solution may surprise you. To protect your knees, you first need to understand what actually changes in the body after 60. Not in a scary way, in a practical, empowering way. Your knee is not a single muscle. It's a joint that depends on teamwork. Above it are the thigh muscles. Behind it are the hamstrings. Around it are small stabilizing muscles. Below it are the calves and ankles. And supporting all of it are the hips and core. When these muscles work together, the knee feels steady. When they don't, the knee feels fragile. After 60, something very specific happens. Muscles lose strength faster than they lose size. That means a muscle can look fine, but not activate well. This is called muscle inhibition. The muscle hasn't disappeared. It's just gone quiet. And when those muscles go quiet, the knee joint takes more load than it should. Now, here's where many well-meaning seniors make mistakes. Mistake number 1. Only resting the knees. When the knees feel sore or stiff, the natural instinct is to sit more and move less. Rest feels safe. But too much rest tells the muscles they're not needed. The less those muscles fire, the more pressure goes straight into the knee joint. This creates a cycle. Discomfort leads to rest. Rest leads to weakness. Weakness leads to more discomfort. Mistake number 2. Relying on walking alone. Walking is wonderful for the heart and circulation. But walking does not fully strengthen the muscles that stabilize the knee. Walking is repetitive. It doesn't isolate weak muscles. And if your knees already feel unstable, walking can actually reinforce poor movement patterns. That's why some people say, "I walk every day, but my knees keep getting worse." It's not because walking is bad, it's because walking is incomplete. Mistake number 3. Avoiding leg exercises entirely. Many seniors believe leg exercises are dangerous after a certain age. They picture squats, lunges, or gym machines, so they avoid all strengthening. But strengthening does not have to mean standing. It does not have to mean heavy resistance. And it absolutely does not have to mean pain. In fact, some of the safest knee-strengthening movements are done sitting down. Mistake number 4. Stretching without strengthening. Stretching can feel good. It can reduce stiffness temporarily, but stretching alone does not teach muscles to support the knee. Without strength, flexibility has nothing to stabilize. Think of it like loosening the ropes on a tent without reinforcing the poles. Mistake number 5. Waiting for pain to go away first. This is a big one. Many people say, "I'll exercise when my knees feel better." But gentle, appropriate movement is often what helps the knees feel better. The key is choosing movements that activate muscles without compressing the joint. That's where chair exercises come in. A chair provides stability. It removes fear of falling. It allows you to focus on control instead of balance. Most importantly, it lets you strengthen the muscles around the knee without forcing the knee to bear full body weight. When done correctly, chair exercises send a message to the brain. These muscles are safe to use, and the brain responds by turning them back on. This improves support, reduces strain, and slowly restores confidence in movement. In the next section, you'll learn several easy chair-based habits that can be done daily. No special equipment, no floor work, no rushing, just simple, safe steps that help your knees feel stronger and more reliable over time. And you'll learn exactly how to do them, one step at a time. Before we begin, remember this. These movements are not about pushing. They are about waking up muscles that protect your knees. Use a sturdy chair. Sit tall. Breathe normally. Move slowly. If anything feels sharp or uncomfortable, reduce the range or pause. These can be done once a day. Even 10 to 15 minutes is enough to make a difference over time. Exercise. 1. Seated knee extensions. This is one of the most important movements for knee support. Sit all the way back in your chair. Place both feet flat on the floor. Your knees should be bent comfortably. Now, slowly straighten one leg forward. Do not lock the knee. Just straighten until the leg feels long. Hold for 2 seconds. Feel the muscles on the front of your thigh engage. Then slowly lower the foot back down. Alternate legs. Start with 8 repetitions per leg. Over time, work up to 12. Why this helps? The front thigh muscles act like shock absorbers for the knee. When they're weak, the knee takes more strain during standing and walking. This movement teaches those muscles to support again, without pressure. Exercise 2. Seated heel slides. This exercise improves knee motion and control. Sit upright with both feet on the floor. Choose one leg. Slowly slide that foot backward toward the chair. Bend the knee as much as feels comfortable. Do not force it. Pause briefly. Then slowly slide the foot forward again. That's 1 repetition. Perform 10 slow repetitions on one leg. Then switch to the other. Why this helps? Controlled bending nourishes the knee joint. It reminds the brain that bending is safe, and it strengthens the muscles that guide knee movement. This is especially helpful for stiffness after sitting. Exercise 3. Seated leg press into the floor. This one looks simple, but it's powerful. Sit tall. Place both feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Now gently press both feet downward into the floor, as if you're trying to stand, but you don't actually stand. Hold that pressure for 3 to 5 seconds, then relax. Repeat 8 to 10 times. Why this helps? This activates multiple muscle groups at once. Thighs, hips, calves. All of these muscles share the workload that normally falls on the knees. This builds support without movement. Perfect for sensitive joints. Exercise 4. Seated hamstring activation. Strong muscles behind the knee are just as important as those in front. Sit toward the front of your chair. Extend one leg slightly forward with the heel on the floor, toes pointing up. Now gently pull the heel backward, without actually moving it. You should feel tension behind the thigh. Hold for 3 seconds. Relax. Repeat 8 times per leg. Why this helps? The muscles behind the knee help control motion and stability. When they're weak, the knee feels shaky, especially when standing up or walking downhill. This exercise wakes them up safely. Exercise 5. Sit to stand preparation, partial rise. This is a confidence-building movement. Sit tall with feet under your knees. Place your hands on the armrests or thighs if needed. Lean slightly forward. Press your feet into the floor. Lift your body just an inch or two off the chair. Hold for 1 second. Then sit back down slowly. Start with 5 repetitions. Rest as needed. Why this helps? Standing up is one of the most demanding daily tasks for the knees. This exercise trains the exact muscles needed without fully standing. Over time, daily movements feel easier and safer. How to use these exercises? Daily. You do not need to do all 5 at once. You can split them up. The knee joint feels less exposed, and confidence quietly returns. And that steady progress is exactly what leads to long-term knee comfort after 60. In the final part, we'll talk about mindset, motivation, and why it is absolutely not too late to improve how your knees feel. If you're over 60 and worried that your knees are too far gone, take a slow breath. That thought is understandable, but it's often not true. The human body is remarkably adaptable, even later in life, even after years of stiffness or weakness. What matters most is not how fast you move. It's that you move consistently and safely. Many seniors believe strength belongs to the young. That improvement has an expiration date. But muscles respond to use at any age. When you activate them gently, day after day, they listen. And when the muscles around the knee begin to do their job again, something powerful happens. Pressure is shared. Movement feels smoother. And fear begins to fade. That fear is important to talk about. Fear of pain, fear of falling, fear of making things worse. These fears keep many people stuck. Not because they're lazy, but because they care deeply about staying independent. Chair-based movements remove much of that fear. You're supported, you're stable, you're in control. And control builds confidence. Some days will feel better than others. That's normal. Progress after 60 is rarely a straight line. A stiff morning does not mean failure. A tired day does not mean harm. What matters is returning to gentle movement again. If you miss a day, that's okay. Your body does not punish you for rest. It responds when you resume. Over time, many people notice small but meaningful changes. Standing up feels easier. Walking feels steadier. Stairs feel less intimidating. These are quiet victories, but they matter, and they add up. You don't need perfection. You don't need long workouts. You don't need to push through. You only need a chair, a few minutes, and a willingness to begin. Let these movements become part of your routine. After breakfast, during a TV break, before bed. Tie them to a habit you already have. And remember this: strength is not about age. It's about engagement. Every gentle repetition is a signal of self-care. Every controlled movement is a step toward confidence. Your knees are not asking for extremes. They're asking for support. And that support can begin today. If this message helped you, consider making these exercises part of your daily life. Not as a chore, but as a gift to your future self. Because staying strong after 60 is not about doing more. It's about doing what's right. Slowly, safely, and consistently. And you are absolutely capable of that.